Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Deadly Towers. We're on our second shopping trip here to pick up some scrolls and potions. So, maxed out my looter and got all the scrolls that I need. Basically I needed 6 of the orange scrolls, so I'm going to use 1 after each of the towers. And then I use the remaining money to just max out on potions. So, I can only buy red potions right now. Better potions will become available once I start defeating bosses, but I won't be coming back to shop until after I defeated all the bosses. And defeating the bosses won't take too long once we are set up to deal with the dangers of the tower, and that basically means just getting, you know, all the best armor. Right now we're just lacking the Shield of Kings, and that's going to be the first thing that we're going to get. I'm going to have to use that magic mace that we got, because you'll see it's, luckily the shield is right at the entrance, in a parallel room, or secret room I mean, so we're able to max out our defense really quick here. So just go into the little corner here, we get the secret room, and there's going to be like this ton of enemies just swarming around, all these bats. So yeah, we just stick out the magic mace, and it'll circle around us. You can't shoot your sword when you're using the magic mace, but as you can see, it's more than enough to take care of the enemies. So yeah, it'll eventually time out, and then once it times out, we can start throwing our sword again. We'll be getting an upgraded sword in this episode. So yeah, we're skipping the second tier sword and going right to the 3rd tier sword. The swords are a little different. There's actually a 4th sword that you can get right before the final boss. But yeah, most things only have you know, 3 tiers. Your starting tier, the blue, then you have the silver, then you have the gold. But the sword actually has 4. You're starting, then there's a regular sword, then you get the Dragon Slayer, and then you get the special sword Splendor at the very end, right before you into the final boss's room. We'll just be getting, like I said, the Dragon Slayer sword. We'll also be getting the double shot to let us shoot 2 swords in a row. So yeah, we're gonna basically max out our character on defeat all these towers in this episode. So yeah, pretty much once you do the prep work to conquer the towers, it's pretty quick. So it's just getting surviving to the point to be able to get all the best armor and equipment and stuff to survive these towers. We're going to be seeing how difficult some of the towers are. We went to a few towers earlier and did defeat the bosses. When we make a second run through those towers, you'll see that the enemies are a lot tougher, because like I said, after you defeat 3 towers and then 5 towers, the enemies switch and get a little bit tougher. So you see they'll be more aggressive, they'll be flying faster, some of the enemies will be replaced. We've got another secret room here. So this is just kind of a pointless item. It's a figure item, and you can use it to freeze all tall enemies on the screen. Tall enemies are those enemies that are basically the same size as Prince Maya, and you can have 2 drops when you defeat them. But as you notice, they're not really tough anyway, so they usually come in small groups, either 1 or 2 at a time. So it's kind of a pointless item, but I'm going to pick it up because, like I said, I want to grab everything. So we've got Beat Plant here. As you can see, our armor is allowing us to tank a lot of hits. If we didn't have the full set of armor, he probably would have killed us. Yeah, basically the armor, other than the bosses, pretty much nothing else is going to really hurt us. So we use our orange scroll, get warped back to the flame. We'll burn the bell, because like I said, burning the bells restores all our hit points. just want to be careful. It's not so much an issue right now, but you don't want to be knocked into the flame. It's more of an issue when the stronger enemies start appearing. You will get more of those wind gusts, faster flying bats, and the little like dragon things. And if you don't have a bell and it knocks you into the flame is going to slowly steal your hit points, and it can actually drain you if you get stun locked in it. Sometimes you get actually stun locked in the flame, so you can't even go out of it. It'll just give you a game over. Now, I haven't gotten a game over at all. I thought about doing it at the very beginning, but I'll do it in the final episode. There's one way you can cheese the game to get all the best equipment from the very start. When you get a game over, it takes you to a password screen, and then if you press start at the password screen, it takes you back to the beginning of the game. But you have all the stuff that you collected in the meantime. But what you do with the password system, when you get the password, you go to the title screen, and it saves the password for you. You then get into the password, and you just switch the first two figures in the password to either EF or FE, and then do the remainder of the password the same. And you actually start out with the parallel shot here, all the best armor, and the Dragon Slayer sword, and the best gauntlet. So, and one of the bells will actually be burnt. So yeah, you can just make a run right to the tower. That's how I used to play the game when I was a kid, because I didn't know all about the, going through the dungeons and finding, equipment and getting the first level armor to survive to get the better armor. I just started the game with the best armor by using that password sheet. I think it was in Nintendo Power. That was when I saw it. But now we got the double shot. We'll take that, and we'll replace the parallel shot. So now you can see we can shoot two swords at once, and they're going to be in a straight line. So it'll help us if one. It's not going to be like the parallel shot where if one of the swords misses, we got to wait to shoot another. We have to wait until it leaves the screen until we shoot another. So you just start pumping out swords really, really quick. It is not as useful, I guess, when you're fighting thick enemies and are up close to them. But for all other enemies, the double shot is better. So actually, we can just pump out those when they're right next to those bats. Pump it out really quick. And we don't have to wait for, like I said, the second sword that would fly past the bat to disappear off screen. You can just mash. A turbo controller is recommended for this game, but I don't have a turbo controller. And now we're just going to head up this tower. Some of the towers will be really quick because we've already gone through them earlier to get the secrets. I'm going to see all the bosses. And we can also make these towers a lot quicker because, as you can see, I'm playing a little bit more aggressive because, what I said, with the armor, with all the best armor, you're not taking much damage from these enemies. And then we get the Dragon Slayer sword, so we're skipping the second tier sword, going right to the Dragon Slayer. That'll also make it much easier to defeat bosses. So yeah, we've now we're going to start, like I said, we're basically, out of our defense is maxed, we're going to focus on our offense. We still have one more offensive item to get, and that would be the Tier 3 Gauntlet. Like I said, the regular is just gloves, then it's regular gloves, then like leather gloves, and then that's the Gauntlet. The Gauntlet, you throw swords really fast, so we'll see that. Great burn here. Yeah, some of the more difficult things about these enemies is I'm just mainly facing it here with this great burn here. If they push you down the ladder, then you have to restart the fight. So that's I just got away from the ladder and went over to the side. So you'd have to backtrack all the way through these things. That's why I wanted to make sure I get all these scrolls. It just saves a whole bunch of time. Otherwise, you just get basically just retrace your steps. But like I said, we're doing efficiency here, so yeah, doing that farming to get the money to buy the scrolls. It's much quicker than backtracking all the time. So you can see some of the enemies are already changed. We got like the half slimes now instead of the bouncing balls. I see these dragons are more popular. They appear more often. Here's a new tower that we haven't been to yet. You can tell we've got the heart there. It says the max amount of health you can get is 299 according to the instruction manual, but there's not enough heart containers to get you up to that amount. That's one thing. You will start with 2 extra health instead of 100 hit points. If you use that password to give yourself the best equipment at the beginning of the game, they actually will start you with 102 hit points. So that's one way to get a little bit more hit points, but we'll be fine with just the rate that we got. Once we defeat all the bosses, we'll be able to go back to that dungeon, and we're gonna make another shopping trip. We're going to pick up some blue potions, and they restore your health to full. Interesting thing is they're not much more. Depending on the shop you go to, they're the same price as the green potions, which fill 200. Now you're not going to have too much more than 200 hit points. I think the max you get is 240. But it's just weird that the potions are like the same price, even though one's a little bit better than the other. We got another secret room here. Bunch of ghosts. If we didn't have the armor, this thing would have knocked us out real quick. But now we can tank all these hits. We're so powerful with the armor and the weapons that we got now. Being able to throw a sword so fast, we won't actually have to necessarily even burn all the bells, burn a bell after we defeat the boss. So we still have so many hit points. And now we're pretty much just powerful than once we get the Splendor Sword. Most powerful is going to be, so. Death Bear. Finish him off pretty easy. First boss to fall to the combined power of the Gauntlet and the Dragon Slayer. As you can see, we have almost all our health. Only missing just 33 health. Yeah, we don't even need to burn that bell. So, just to save time, I'm not going to burn it. When I need to, I will go back and burn bells. Yeah, the dungeons are getting almost completed here. So one thing I haven't mentioned yet, a lot of people criticize this game and difficulty and stuff, and being like obtuse, and not really telling you what to do. But one thing that I've always liked about this game is the soundtrack is really, really good. The music is really rocking. The other thing bad about the soundtrack is, and actually somebody's made a hack for it. If you know, especially in the castle area, where you start. Every time you enter a new room, the music starts over, so you never really get to hear the whole loop of the song. But somebody's done a hack of the game where the music doesn't restart when you're in a new room. Speaking of rooms, we just went into that secret room there, and we got the hyper boots. We already bought them from the dungeon the first time we went shopping in the dungeon. But if you didn't want to buy them, you can get them here for free. Like I said, we haven't gone to this tower at all, so there was it would have been so much longer to get those boots, so we probably saved time by just farming for the looter and buying them. All the steps that we've climbed and diagonals we've taken. In that room with the hyper boots, if you go back and look at it, there's an exit to the right as well as to the left, if you take the exit to the right, it just keeps looping itself around. So yeah, once you get the boost, just head out to the left. You might think, oh, there's something over to the right. It just takes you back to the same room. Now we're in the parallel zone. This is the short parallel zone. You get the cup, and the exit is right over here. So basically lost no time in that parallel zone. The cup, what you do is that if you use it in your inventory, it'll automatically give you max amount of looter. So we're going to do that on our final shopping trip. We're going to stock up on potions. We'll get down to 0 looter, then use the cup in the shop, and we'll go back to full looter, and then that allows us to buy an orange potion and 2 blue potions. Orange restores 100 hit points, but the 2 blue are 90, and then the other 70 that we have left over is just enough to buy an orange. So we defeated another boss, got another bell, and another orange scroll used. Just that guy, yeah, he just knocked us back into the castle area. Gotta be careful, like I said, with the burning bells of the flame. If they knock you into the flame and you don't have another bell, you might get stuck in the flame. There's that first tower that we went to, but we're not gonna go into that one. Doesn't matter, like I said, what towers we go to now. There's nothing really we need to pick up. But I just want to show you how it loops around. So we were at these towers before, but you'll notice the enemies have changed a little bit. The tall things are now these faster moving snakes, and they're a lot more aggressive. Besides moving faster, they're gonna shoot more fireballs. And the dragon soldiers or the werebats that were there earlier. But we are much more powerful too. So, you getting stuck on that log. We're powerful, but sometimes play control can be a little tough in this game. Sometimes I'll struggle around ladders. Sometimes you grab onto the side of the ladder, but you can't actually start climbing it, so you're actually kind of in the center. The most annoying thing is in the shops. Sometimes you'll leave a shop in the dungeons, and as soon as you press the directional pad to move, it moves you back into the shop. Just keep heading our way up here. You can see how much more aggressive those blobs are. Even if they don't, even if enemies don't get replaced, like I said, sometimes enemies get replaced after 3 and 5 bosses. Even if they don't get replaced, they'll be a lot more aggressive. So as you'll see those balls bouncing around, those blobs on the side. This is a centipede. This is actually the first tower the second tower we went to, but we didn't really climb it. I didn't want to fight the centipede because, as you saw there, he has no like fixed pattern. He just bobs up and down, left and right. So he wasn't like the first boss that we got, Wheeler, that you can get that safety zone in the lower left or lower right corner. So yeah, we wanted to hold off on him until we got to the end here. Just gonna burn a few bells here. And got one more to go. And one more dungeon to go as well. As you just saw, I was just being very careful between burning the bells to make sure there was no enemies on the screen. So we're gonna head all the way back over this way to this last dungeon that we skipped over. And I got like whale monkeys, vampire monkeys. They look kind of weird. As you can see, they're very aggressive though too. They run around really fast, shooting fast. Not the most aggressive enemies though. They're reserved for Rubus's tower. Rubus being the evil magician who's trying to basically conquer the kingdom here of Wilner. But luckily, Rubus's castle is it's just an outside area like this, and there's no tower inside. You just go in. When you reach the top, you'll be a boss room. It's a boss gauntlet though. You'll have 3 different bosses to fight, one after another. One of them is like the centipede that we just fought. Very similar. There's a parallel zone around here somewhere, but I'm reading the map wrong. There we go. This is a weird secret room. It actually is one of 2 secret rooms. So, because basically the best item that we want is in this room right here, guarded by a little slime. It's really tough to see. You see there's a little blue ball there. That's the blue necklace. What the blue necklace does is it gives you full invincibility for a few seconds, and while you're invincible, it still allows you to throw your sword. So we're going to save that for the final boss, Rubus. Rubus can be a little tricky. There's kind of a safe spot you can get to when you're fighting him, but until you get to that safe spot, he has the potential to stun lock you, and then once you're stun locked, you're just gotta wait there until he drains all your health away. And unfortunately, like I said, there's a boss rush to get to him, and if you die at the Rubus, you have to basically restart and go through those bosses again. He has these like double bear heads and this like centipede dragon to protect him. And each time you start, you got to if you restart, you have to defeat all those bosses in a row. So we're gonna save that necklace to make sure that we don't have to restart. We can finish him off right at the end. The invincibility that it grants you is more than enough time if you have the best gear to finish Rubus off. Like I said, there's still one more sword to get better, but that's only available right outside the Rubus's room. So I went a little too aggressive against this guy here, and I bumped into him a few times, and body damage still does some decent damage, but I wanted to use those, I'd have to get rid of those red potions anyway. Because like I said, I want to, after this, all the bells are collected and burnt, we want to head back to the dungeon and do some last minute shopping. To get, we want to get a green scroll, and that'll warp us back to the beginning of the game, which is right outside of where Rubus's tower is. And I also want to get a bunch of those potions, so. But we're done here in the Bell area. All we, like I said, have left to do is defeat the evil wizard Rubus. But first, we're going to head into the dungeon and do some shopping. Take care. I'll see you back here in the next episode. Bye.